Very welcome back to my channel, all of you. I see the 4-star characters now, so I think it's about good time for me to discuss whether or not whatever you can see below here, are they good or not, and whether you should be considering pulling this banner just because of these characters. Because we all know that the things up here, not really good. Okay, but before I start the video, I just want to apologize for the quality of the mic in the previous video. I'm not too sure what happened to the mic. Everything should be fine, but I don't know why the quality was so bad. Something for me to think about, and I'm just tweaking my mic here and there, and hopefully the quality is good. So without further ado, let's start off with our character Fleur. Fleur de la Cour, she's from Harry Potter. Well, her skills are really interesting. Firstly, she has this captivating canvas, deals light damage directly ahead, inflicts paralysis, so it's like a close range zap, and paralyzed foes take extra damage. So when you paralyze enemies, or when you get paralyzed, you take extra damage. So that you have to be very cautious about facing Jupiter, just because he can paralyze like crazy, so yeah, be aware. I mean, you could clearly just bring a resistant character, but yeah, there's something to take note of. And this character, I believe she's the first 4-star character with a skill shift ability. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, it's just yeah, correct me if I'm wrong though. From what I know, it's D Cleo, which is the Dragalia Lost, Mikoto, and of course, what's that person's name? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot this. Oh, Helly. Halloween Alicent. Alright, so the thing is about this captivating canvas is that you cast it once, you activate skill shift, and then nothing happens. Right? Yeah, I believe nothing happens. And then, but however, you get Pallet Punch, and when you use Pallet Punch, you reset captivating canvas, so you can hit again, and this time the foe takes extra damage because he's already paralyzed, hopefully. And then that's when you activate the phase 2 effect, which is increase your paralysis success rate. So for this second punch, you are more likely to paralyze the foe if he is already not paralyzed. And then that's when you skill shift again to the third phase, but you do not activate the third phase effect yet. That's when you need to charge up your skill once more, and then bam, it triggers a phase 3 effect, which is restores HP to all allies. It's pretty decent. It seems like characters in general have a really resilient kit. Helly-san, I call her Helly, okay, Halloween Alicent, Helly. She also restores HP to allies, provide attack buff. Julieta has a defense buff. Hildegard has a shield, and I know there's more stuff like that. Lucretia has energy. So they seem to have this really collaborative effect, which is really nice. So that's the trait of type characters. They really buff themselves up like crazy. Okay, so that's Pallet Punch. Resets the skill and also grants the user strength increased by 25% for 5 seconds. That is huge. That is really nice. So the second captivating canvas will bam hit like a truck. Okay, so typical core abilities for dagger users, 4-star, caps at 7%. And then moving on to abilities, HP 70% equals skill haste plus 8%. So firstly, you might think that this is good. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it's really not. In fact, I don't really like it. It's quite pointless, I think. Because, why I say this, because skill haste plus 8%, what this translates to is for every 12 skills, for every 12th skill that you cast, you get an extra 13 skill. You can do the math, it's around there. I think 12 is still an understatement. So it's every 12 skills, you get a 13th. Is it good? It's not great, but the only time that this is actually remotely useful is if you really need that skill at that very moment. You need it right before something happens. So let's say curse resist 100%, right? So this character is definitely gonna be one of the candidates for high Zodiac. And let's say Zodiac does some really epic epic AoE, and you really need your skill 1 for some reason. Okay, you need your skill 1 to be active at that point of time, then sure, that will make a bit of sense. But if not, no, generally it's not very good. That's the problem with bow users in general. I mean, they're really decent, but all they really do is just make it seem like you're casting more, but actually you're just casting probably once more in the whole run, and that's about it. Okay, and then next, Paralyzed Punisher. Wow, this is really good for her kit. She has paralysis, she has increased her own strength, so typically she can do a lot of damage to enemies that are susceptible to paralysis, like event bosses, maybe like mid bosses such as paralysis. Let me think. I think Zodiac can be affected. I'm not too sure about that, but just some of the small time PvE content, not High Dragon Trials of course. Okay, so that is Fleur. I would give her a really good rating. She is someone that you should go for. It's not very common to see a dagger user that has such a offensive kit. They usually have like a mix of some kind of support, like a defense break and stuff like that. But this, yeah, very damagey. Nice. Okay, moving on to Egg-Shaped Dreams. HP 70%, defense plus 8%. This is good. Stun resistance plus 20%. So this print alone is an aid. I would call it an enabler. So you can give it to a character with, let's say, 50% stun resistance, and then they get it up to 70%. And also HP 70%, defense plus 8%. That means that, like, let's say you can bring in a weak character to HMS. Your character is probably not going to be able to do it, but because of this print, that extra 8% defense helps you to mitigate damage and survive the initial blast. And at the same time you have this stun resistance, so it kind of matches really well. Of course, you don't just have to use this for HMS, you can still use this for let's say high Brunhilde, stuff like that. This 8% defense would be really useful, thanks to the availability of the second print. This is really good. 4-star, you can easily max this print out very easily. And of course, exploration points. This goes to your sorry, my bad, I just broke your ears. This goes towards the 1 million points for this event. Really nice. 100% is a big deal. It's a really big deal. You can complete the event in maybe 75% of the time. Yeah, just because of this. And Tiny Dragoniatas. This is better than I expected, to be honest. Okay, typically I do not look at 3-star 1 prints because they're pretty much useless, but this is really good because it has water skill haste. I mean, okay, skill haste is not great like I mentioned before, but however, it's one of the first 3-star prints that has this water requirement, and everyone knows that if you put an extra requirement to it, it's going to be really good. So yeah, skill haste 5% is not great, but it's a figure that is pretty decent. Take note that this is a maxed out 1 print, by the way. And then papier mâché plus 75%. It's really huge. I think when you get it, it should be about 50%. I don't know, I'm not going to pull for this banner, so it's not going to matter to me. But plus 50% paper mache, you could easily farm a level 30 facility in a short span of time. Oh yeah, there's something I wanted to mention about like the facility thing. So if you've watched my previous video, you would realize that I skipped the facility upgrades. That is only true until I clear the master difficulty. When I'm done master difficulty, I stop skipping. From then on, I don't need to skip anymore. So yeah, that out of the way. Let's actually take a look at the event rewards. Not so much about the endeavors. The endeavors are pretty much constant, I think. It's always the same. What I'm really interested in looking at is my friend claims that he found a full golden key by doing the challenge battle. Let's take a look. So this is the expert. And yes, wow, he really lucked out. Oh, whoa, wow, okay. So this event is really good. Firstly, you can max out Mother's Love, and Mother's Love is really good. Gauge Accelerator. This is a super good print. I would say it's on the same level as Astounding Trick. Since you speed the rate that the mode gauge decreases. At the cap, I think this is 30%. I mean, for the print itself. So one print alone maxes out the effect. So you can just use this, and bam, you'll be breaking way faster. This is so much better than Fresh Perspective in my opinion. Fresh Perspective gives you 30% force strike, but this one is it's more tailored towards breaking the bar, and given that it's a 5-star print, it would have right, it would probably have much better stats as well. This is just an assumption here, but yeah, Gauge Accelerator is generally good. A very good print. I would definitely max out maybe 2. Yeah, probably 2 prints. It's really good because you can use it on your AI and they can still break very fast. But Fresh Perspective, you know, you need to actively be controlling the character. Nah, not so good. Not so good. It's more of a active gameplay worm print. So, but for this, nice, very nice. You can max these out really quickly, really easily, just by farming this. And also, what is this thing? Mushroom Medley. Oh, this is like the rare loot. Okay, so there's a chance for golden keys, and my friend actually got the entire golden key. Good for him. And you can also get summon vouchers. My goodness, that's really nice. Okay, let's look at the master difficulty. Are there any differences? It doesn't seem like there's any differences at all, but I think it's a safe assumption that the drop rate would be much better. Can't say for sure, but oh wait, I think were there 5-star weapons in the expert? Oh yeah, there were. Okay, but anyway, you know what? These 5-star weapons are not very good anyway. I mean, they're super easy to craft. So yeah, I believe that's that. Okay, wait. Let me just make this video really complete. Okay, by giving you an idea of what I would buy from this shop, so that you have an idea of what veteran players look at. Firstly, Mother's Love. Yes, finish this ASAP. All your resources should go to this. The event print, that's the priority always. Okay, so when you're done with that, then you can move on to this is really up to you. For me, I do get it because it's really dirt shit. Twinkling Sand, yes, but it's not my priority. First is this Mother's Love. Second would be Champion's Testament. I think there'll be 2 copies of it, so get both. Then after that, Twinkling Sand, and then Damascus Crystal. And this Steel Brick is really up to you, but if you're a new player, definitely go for it. You can easily max out your 4-star weapons just by doing events and void battles as well. And yes, I will get the golden insignias, but the silver insignias I may or may not, depending on how much spare I have. The golden is really worth a lot more, just because you can convert it right now. Crimson Core is not a big deal, I will not get it. It's really easy because you just need to do like lots of Dragon Trials. You will have to do Dragon Trials eventually. You need to grind it. Tablets, this is like where I chuck my remaining resources, if I do have remaining resources. Skip this too, pointless. Yes, Consecrated Water, definitely get all 100 of it. Blessed Water is up to you. This is really good. Succulent Dragon Fruit, you can never have enough of it. Get all of it, 100. Orbs, depending on your playstyle, for me, I tend to skip the orb dungeons, so this would be quite essential for me. But for you, if you are doing the orb dungeons regularly, doing it every day, forget it. Yeah, this is just total waste. The skills, I would suggest you don't rely on the skills here, because firstly, it's really quite expensive. 10 woodland herbs, 10 of it. Okay, so right now I do not know how much like an expert battle expert challenge would provide, but I would say it's around this figure, maybe around 10. But you can do the conversion from like the gold drops as well. All that for 1 skill, not worth it. Totally not worth it. Mana, if you're a new player, go for it. Rupees, go for it. And that's about it. Yeah, you know what? This rupee here, don't bother doing it. It doesn't make sense to grind the boss battles to get extra paper mache just to get these rupees. It doesn't make sense at all. Even let's say you get like 200 paper mache per expert boss. Is that even possible? No, I think you can only get about 100. Okay, let's say you get 100 paper mache per expert boss. that only translates to 1000 rupees. Forget it. You can just do the rupee dungeon, you get 20k. That's so much more meaningful. This is really ridiculous. It's a trap. Okay, it's a trap, guys. It's a trap. Okay, endeavors. So you may have already seen me collect the epithet. Right? Ooh, resources. Okay, so personally for me, I will try to clear all these endeavors within the first and second day. It's possible, but it's a bit of a grind, but it's possible. And yeah, don't forget to do your dailies, because there's like 100 wormites. And yeah, I think that's all for the event. Whether you should summon or not, I'll still say no. Alright? Strictly no. Oh my goodness, it's thundering outside my house. I'm scared. Okay, with that out of the way, this is the end of my video. It's really a short one. And all the best for this event. I hope you get your golden keys. And I'll see you in the next one.